Welcome to the Limit Free Life Show. I'm Michelle Perkins, your host. I bring you tips, advice, and guest stories about creating work you love. Whatever type of career or business you have or want, I want to help you find more meaning, money, and happiness. Now we are live from Hollywood. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Limit Free Life Show. We are so glad you're here. It's Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and we are broadcasting from ubngo.com. We typically are streaming live on Facebook, but today apparently there's a Facebook issue, so we're not. But we're live on YouTube, and after the fact, you'll be able to catch us on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, a bunch of other platforms. So I have a great show for you today. Very excited to have you here listening. We have a lovely guest. Her name is Adina Wagner. She is a beauty industry expert who has really had such a successful but also a very interesting journey on her path through her business development and career. And I'm very excited to bring her to you today. She has some real insights into what really goes on in the beauty industry and in one's life as they develop as a successful entrepreneur. So I'm very honored to have her here today, and I'm going to introduce her. I want to tell you a little about her before we bring her on. So let me go ahead and let you know a little about Adina Wagner. Adina is on a mission to be the global beauty industry leader and catalyst that ignites and accelerates lasting inner and outer transformation for all women. She's a licensed esthetician and spa owner of Poema Skincare, beauty business coach, and co-founder of Clients on Repeat, LLC, speaker and private label manufacturer of skincare and essential oils. Happily married since 1999, Adina lives in San Diego with her husband Sean and 2 children. From an early age, she struggled secretly with a lack of self-love, self-worth, and self-confidence. She developed her own coping and masking mechanisms through performance, perfectionism, and food addictions. A licensed skincare specialist since 2010, Adina Wagner owns Poema Skincare, a six-figure beauty business since 2011. With her very own skincare product line targeting acne and anti-aging, her clients receive amazing results. Her favorite and effective treatments she offers are the HydraFacial, Electric Facial, Oxygen Facial, LED Light Stim Light Therapy, and the Dermatude Metatherapy Microneedling. Adina has been featured several times on Fox 5 News San Diego for her innovative skincare treatments, voted top 5 day spa in the San Diego Union Tribune Readers Poll, and voted top facials on Channel 10 News A-List. Despite her success, she was failing with her own self-care and ballooned to 100 pounds. In 2015, she had a wake-up call for her own health and life when her father died suddenly. She decided to take her power back and get gastric sleeve surgery. She also began investing in a lot of internal work and personal growth development. Now that she's overcome these obstacles, Adina is passionately committed to helping other beauty, health, and wellness practitioners own their love, worth, and success so they can have the thriving business they deserve. As co-founder of Clients on Repeat, LLC, Adina, beauty business coach to salon and spa owners across the country, her reliable solutions provide clarity, support, and accountability so they can confidently achieve consistent clientele and cash flow. She's helped many of her coaching clients double their revenues in as little as 6 months. So Adina, welcome. So glad to have you here.
Hey, hi Michelle, how are you? I'm so excited to be here. That was quite a mouthful.
I know, but there was so much. I didn't want to leave anything out. So I so appreciate you giving me all that background. You're getting, not only are you very successful and there's so much to talk about with respect to building your business, there's also a lot of personal aspects of your life that you mentioned in your bio. And so I know that you're open to being very vulnerable and honest with people as a way of being in service to them, really. So I'm looking forward to having that conversation. One never knows what is going on behind the scenes, and it's really, you're doing everyone a huge favor by letting people know a little about what's going on behind the scenes with you. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes, my hope and my intention and my prayer today is definitely that someone is inspired and encouraged today from my journey, that it's not really my story. it's really a story and a truth to share with someone out there. So I'm excited. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, we're so glad to have you. So, why don't you tell us just a little background, how you got into, doing what you're doing today, why, and how you do what you do.
Okay. Yeah. So I am a licensed esthetician and a spa owner of Poema Skincare in San Diego. Michelle, honestly, I've been excited and interested in the beauty industry since about the age of 8. A vivid memory that I really have was watching, Whitney Houston and Janet Jackson and all these beautiful, iconic music industry people, as well as that show that was called Inside Edition that came around the time Wheel of Fortune was on. And I just remember being just so awestruck by these powerful, beautiful women, whether they were on the red carpet as an actress or as a music mogul icon, and just thinking they were so beautiful and wanting to have something to be a part of that. Something ignited in me as a little girl, 8 years old, that really wanted to have an impact or that type of beauty or attraction in my life. So I ended up having a roundabout journey to do it. I ended up getting married at age 19 to my best friend. We've been married we've been married exactly 20 years.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So we have a 17-year-old and a 10-year-old, but there was a real journey through that because I married my husband in 5 months. So how well can you really know someone in 5 months? So he didn't know that I was really struggling internally with a ton of anxiety and a ton of depression and loneliness and lack of self-worth and self-confidence. But I really masked all that. No one would ever look at me and think that I, didn't quote unquote have it all together, because I learned how to cope by being a perfectionist. I learned how to be an overachiever. I learned how to be top, president of my elementary school and my middle school. And then I learned to be the best, in my class, beauty college. Wow. And everything was just all leading to performance and perfectionist and hiding. But inside I was slowly dying and drowning. And my coping mechanism, besides the external, by your looks, by success or performance perfectionist, inside I was really struggling, and my drug or coping mechanism of choice was food. And so I've had a really long relationship with food since I was about 8 years old. And I hid that. So fast forward to 2011, I opened my own Poema Skincare in San Diego, and gosh darn it, I'm still going to be the best. I'm going to be the top of my class. I'm going to be the top and the best in San Diego. So I, acquire these amazing treatments, like we talked about, the hydrofacial and LED and oxygen and all these amazing things. And I'm feeling like a fraud, Michelle. I was feeling like, I'm talking to people about their health and their beauty and the skin and self-care, yet I was 100 pounds overweight. I was ballooning and suffering inside. And I had a real, come to Jesus moment, so to speak, because my biological father, I was 35 years old, and I got this call that he just died suddenly. And I never knew him. He, my parents met and married and were divorced when I was about the age of 3. So I only had, known him a couple times, but that hole in my heart from him being gone at such a young age and wondering, why am I not good enough for him to stay? Or the things that we tell ourselves as kids, we make meaning of it. Maybe I could have done something different. Maybe if I was better, if I was just, more perfect or an achiever or something successful, just always trying to prove myself to someone, and getting my worth externally instead of finding that self-worth and that self-love internally. So when I got that shocking news that as fit as a fiddle, he was 58 years old, just suddenly gone from the face of this earth, it was my wake-up call. And the reason it was my wake-up call, Michelle, was because I had to go see family on his side that I hadn't seen in 20 years since I was 16. And they didn't recognize me. My own grandmother was just like in Spanish, just saying, no eres tú. That's not you. Like she saw me and it wasn't like hi, Deanna.
Oh,
It was just this
yeah.
kind of this shock and awe of who are you? Because I don't even recognize you from 20 years ago.
Wow.
And it was shameful. But it was that shock and awe and shame and guilt of that aha moment of what in the world have I done to myself? And almost seeing myself in someone else's eyes and just having that awareness of I've not been living my life. Your show is, talks about living limit free. And I wasn't living that way at all. I wasn't involved in my kids' lives per se because of my weight. I wasn't, I was making up excuses for not to be living my own life. I didn't want to go to events at the school or other things because I felt like I was the biggest person in the room. That's what I told myself. So this weight was just keeping me back from everything that I really truly wanted. And it's just been a crazy journey. The best thing that I've ever did from that moment flying back from the funeral was to enroll in gastric sleeve classes here in San Diego. Our hospital kind of chain is called Kaiser. And so we had to take about 6 months, not about, it was literally 24 weeks of classes in order for you to even qualify for the gastric sleeve surgery. So they make you really get serious about retraining your brain and why is this really happening to you and telling you what's happening on the outside. The weight on the outside is really some type of pain on the inside and just this whole reprogramming and this rewiring. So literally 2 days after my birthday was my scheduled surgery, and that moment changed my life forever.
So you did go through with the surgery.
I did. I really did. And I was scared. But it was totally worth it. They just make a couple of tiny little incisions, through laparoscopy incision. And for me, I chose the sleeve. I know there's so many other options out there. There's the bypass, which kind of bypasses your whole stomach. For me, I chose the sleeve, which basically that means if your stomach is the size of a corn tortilla flat, they cut off, half of it or somewhere around that size and leave you about the sleeve of the size of a banana.
Wow. Okay. Well, so how did things change afterwards? Because there were, my guess is that there were other decisions that were being made along with that. I mean, that was part of a bigger decision to change your life and probably to change the way you saw yourself and other things. Can you just elaborate a little on what else happened along with the surgery in terms of, shifting your mindset and how you're treating yourself, basically?
Yeah, there was kind of, I feel like for me at least, mindset shifts happen in stages, and even how much money you make seems to happen in stages, and it is a reflection of who you are and where you are in your life and what you believe you're worthy of and what you're capable of and the confidence that's associated with it. So I was making 6 figures if you rewind, like back in 2012. So my first year in business, I hit 6 figures and I continue to do that. But what I noticed, Michelle, was because of the weight, I was sabotaging myself. I didn't feel worthy of that type of success or accolades or income. And so I was, I had to get through that first shift of, you have to change you. You have to, invest in yourself. So I have since invested since 2011 and currently, and I'm in a high level, mastermind with you as well, investing really heavily in business coaching. And that happens in stages. But for me, when I got the surgery, the mindset shift was really crazy, Michelle, because the weight comes off really quickly. I think I lost 100 pounds in like 7 months, 7 or 8 months.
Wow. Okay.
And the crazy thing is that if I saw myself still as heavy in the mirror, it was like in the mirror, I still felt like I wasn't good enough. It's still like, if I only have this or this or this, then I'll be happy. If I only have this or this, then I'll be successful. So once I had this kind of like, what's wrong with me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm losing the weight. The weight's coming off fast as promised, but why do I still not feel fulfilled? And I just, through a circumstance of events, I realized it was still my mindset and this old programming of limiting beliefs and abundance blocks, and just really not owning who I am and being afraid to really have everything that I ever wanted, and really stepping into that higher concept of myself and disassociating that heavy person, because that never was me as a child. I wasn't a heavy child. I just kind of had, had the 2 children and never seemed to like get control of my life or get control of my eating, because that eating pattern had been with me since I was 8 years old. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah, it does make sense. And I think, what you brought up before about being a perfectionist, that it's interesting because clearly you're very driven, which is on the one hand a really good thing. But the perfectionism can swing too far the other way and cause you, as you're describing, to hold yourself back. So I just find that balance to be really interesting because, driven people accomplish things and perfectionists do really well, do a good job with what they're doing. But then how do you strike that balance between it going, south with too much perfectionism? It's kind of a hard question.
I was going to say, that is a really good question. How do you strike balance? I would definitely say, it's a team effort. I have a husband who is completely opposite of me.
Okay.
Right? His parents are still married 45 years later. It's like he's whole and wholesome and grounded and patient. I mean, he's got to be patient and put up with this feisty, fiery team. You know what I mean? But so I have him. I've got I've always had a great support system from him. And, it's something that came to me a couple weeks ago. I said to him, thank you for loving me exquisitely. His love has really just continued to blossom and transform me. But also the support that I have always needed. I believe strongly in coaching and receiving a mentor, because I need someone to help me get out of my own way. Because when you're in business or in your own life, you tend to see everything within your own box. You really can't see outside the 4 walls of your business or your life. And you're, as a woman, oh my gosh, we're beaten down with enough guilt with not being good enough, a good enough mom, a good enough wife, a good enough business owner, and balancing all these kind of things. And so when you say, how have I found balance or struck balance? Again, going back from 2011 until today, I have to receive coaching. I need someone who is where I want to be, 5 years ahead of me, so to speak, that's already done the work to help cut that learning curve for me. And I believe that's why I'm so passionate myself about coaching. I've received such a huge transformation that I am now a coach to those in my industry, salon and spa owners across the country, because I relate to their struggle. They're a wife or a mom, or they're divorced, or single or married, and they're just kind of overwhelmed by the overwhelm.
Right. And in that situation, you're taking somebody, I deal with a lot of people like this, especially like in the medical and dental world, where somebody comes in with a particular expertise, like an esthetician, but they end up being a business owner as well, and they don't necessarily set out to be one. I mean, you like business and you're good at it, but there are a lot of people in that industry, they want to do skincare. They want to, create products or whatever. They don't necessarily look to be an entrepreneur. So I think the fact that you've targeted coaching for that industry is a really, really wonderful way to go. Big need out there.
Yeah, I love that you said that I'm, I think you said something a second ago about being good at business, but I would agree with you. Whether you're a dentist or a chiropractor or an esthetician or massage therapist, anyone out there, we're really good at our trade, at our craft, being the doer, the technician. But Michelle, I mean, I have to be honest. I wasn't born a great business owner, and I know you, as you have your coaching clients as well. it's something that I had to learn.
Okay.
I had to get business coaching and still have business coaching now to help me learn what doesn't come easy for me.
Okay.
And I just want to be honest with that. I've overcome and grown a whole heck of a lot. But generally, you're right. We are really good at what we do as far as helping people look and feel good, but not necessarily the business side. And that's why I'm so passionate about my own continued growth on the business side, but also helping others grow in their salon and spa business too.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's so important. I think that people don't recognize the distinction there. You're wearing a few different hats, and the fact that you get coaching and you learn business is just so critical, and I do too, obviously. But
yeah, isn't it funny, Michelle? Like sometimes you think, well, if I just get to this level, I've got it. I've got it locked down.
I
and
know.
the reason we all need continuing coaching is because once you hit that level, that new level has new awarenesses and new problems to solve and new breakthroughs to meet.
Right, right. And as a business owner too, you have so many ideas, you have so many directions you want to go. You need somebody sometimes to either rein you in or point out what's most important to be focused on. All of these things, you know, you actually, it was really interesting. This is totally off subject. Well, it's not off subject, but it's just kind of a personal story. But my daughter had a major meltdown yesterday. She's 18. She's, you know, about to graduate. She's got big projects, and spent honestly 3 hours in the car somewhere. She stopped sharing her location with me and was crying in the car. Like, I can't do this anymore. You know, she just was, you know, basically just had gone off the rails. And so last night I helped her with this huge project that was just throwing her so off. And I realized that it was overwhelming to start. And so I thought what I was doing with her is what I need my business coach to do with me. Break it down, structure it, give me the model, the steps, the way to begin, and then keep me on track with what is most important and where to go for, you know, this and that bit of information. It was what I was doing with her is what I need in my own business, because it's huge. It's infinite. You could go in any direction doing, you know, a number of things. And so it's just an invaluable tool to keep your sanity, for one thing, and keep your confidence up, because, you know, it does a number on your confidence as well when you're going in 26 different directions and not feeling like you're getting anywhere. So
absolutely. Yeah, we all need to know what are just our next 3 steps. Sometimes the hardest thing or just the easiest thing at the same time is this crazy two-sided coin is just to get started. And then once you get started, then you will have momentum, right? Right. Even with the science project, once we got going, you know, we were just doing it. It wasn't, there was no drama left. It was just, yeah, you've got to have a little help along the way. So what would be some of the top things that you would tell your spa owners, you know, to help them with their business? That's a great one. So off the top of my head, I would tell salon and spa owners to definitely, I like to tell them to work less. Because if you are a solo person, though we do work and coach with those who have employees, but if you're always in your business, when do you have time to work on your business? Right. And so that's one of the key things. I would also tell them, and we help them with this, is to raise their prices. Because if they're going to see, let's say, you know, 20 people, let's say their goal is $2,000 a week, and everyone's goal is different. I've got some clients that make $8,000 a week, right? But let's just say their goal is $2,000 a week, and they can see 20 people at $100 per service, or they really own their value, they charge their worth, and they double that. So now they're seeing 10 people for $200.
Right.
And it's such a mindset shift, and that's why they need help coaching, because they're like, the excuse or the pushback I get a lot in the beginning was, well, you're in San Diego, I'm in Oklahoma, Florida, Washington, these small dinky towns. They're like, we're not like you, we can't charge what you charge, right? But when you really establish yourself as the leader by your prices, the prices show people who are looking, it automatically elevates you. You must be knowledgeable. You must be good because you're charging you're a little bit more expensive than everybody else.
Right.
Otherwise, you're kind of drowned out by you're just the same price as everyone. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'll pick you, for my nails or my hair or my skin. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Right.
But when someone has a real problem, they're kind of like, so and so messed up my hair. I need to go to someone who knows what they're doing, and they're assured by those higher prices that you must be more knowledgeable and better, right?
Right.
And so I definitely always encourage my clients to stand out from the competition through the right branding processes, branding themselves as an industry leader, having the right marketing in place, having I totally encourage them to do private label, right? Because again, you're going to get instant credibility in your business. If you're selling so let's just say XYZ skincare and it's not your own.
Right.
When you're an entrepreneur, every single dollar counts coming back into your pocket. And you don't want to spend time, assessing or trying to help a client. And they're like, okay, thank you very much. But they go online to some other, online competitor or big box store and they buy it, right? But when they walk in and you've given them a great service and you've got your branding in check, your marketing in check, you've got your mindset in check, and you have that private label skincare, they're like, wow, this is great. So now they're getting great results on their skin by receiving your treatments. And then at home, which is, probably 70% of the battle, is at home their results are being enhanced by your products or by their by their private label products.
Right.
So I definitely encourage people to do that. And I'm trying to think, so charge more, work less. So you have time to work in the business and you're not so on the business, you're not so overwhelmed. Establish yourself through branding and marketing and private label. And get a coach.
Yeah, that's great. Those are absolutely great tips. And what do you find, how do you, because I recognize that discomfort that people have, especially when they don't live in a expensive area or a high-end area, that to raise their prices can really throw them into an uncomfortable place as well. And again, that's the money mindset that we discussed the other day. But how do you help them to overcome that?
That's a good question. So we help them overcome the mindset around raising the prices in a couple ways. First of all, and then your viewers are going to get a free piece of that training if they stay toward the end. So putting a little carrot out there. But one of the modules that we teach our clients is mindset. And so we have steps that we want them to do that are proven. I can only teach, Michelle, from who I am. I can only teach from as deep as my own well is. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So when I say, have time to work in your business, not on your business, brand yourself correctly, market yourself correctly, hire a coach, all these things I can say with being in true consistency with myself is because that is what I've had to do over the last nearly decade to get to where I am, which has been 6 figures. So the mindset issue around raising the prices, we have the mindset module that really teaches them step by step how to overcome those limiting beliefs and abundant blocks through visualization and affirmation and self-worth and self-love. But also we give them a path, a signature pathway is what we call it, a signature system that helps make the exact way in which they're going to raise their prices, how they're going to roll out a new series and a new menu to their clients, because sometimes they haven't raised their prices in a year, 2 years, 3 years, and they're scared.
Right.
And so even working with them with the mindset is, listen, for example, I have a client on the Northwest coast, and this has been a big struggle for her. But you know what? A couple months ago, she actually tripled her income in 1 month.
Wow.
Compared to all the other, and she's been in business for a couple decades on her own. So when we help them, the two things I could say is when we help them with the actual mindset tools and training to show them what I've done and what I continue to do on a daily basis, but also give them that signature pathway on, we're going to make it so simple. You're going to start here and you're going to go here. And this is how you're going to raise your prices, create your series and your packages, and roll this out to your clients. The confidence that comes from changing their mindset gives them the confidence to not be afraid of doing it. And it's kind of like just me. And all of them come back, Michelle, to be honest with you, and say, that was one of the hardest things I had to do. I was so scared I was going to lose clients, but it's actually opened them up to having more clients and making more money.
Right. Oh, I love that. That is such good information for people to hear. And yeah, I love the fact that you create the system for them, not only the mindset, but also the steps to take. Because again, I say this all the time, but it really is, you know, the two go hand in hand. You need them both. So you can shift your mindset. You can, you know, decide to do this. But if you don't know how, then you can get stuck all over again and just fall back into.
Exactly. Yep. You're exactly right. Or the other way, they know what to do, but they're holding themselves back with lack of confidence and lack of self-worth and fear.
Right.
Doubt, then you get stuck again. So really, truly, I love that that resonated with you, because I think that's why we're so successful in helping salon and spa owners. We really have come up with a whole 9 pillars of success, and that was just us hitting on 2 of them.
Wow, I love that. And it's a constantly growing industry. So, I mean, people really need what you do, because, you know, it's hard to, I don't know what the numbers are, but it's hard to fathom the dollars that go through the beauty industry today. It's
got
really
that number.
big.
At least last year, it was the beauty industry was a $15.5 billion industry.
There you go. Yeah, it's big. And it's growing and changing all the time. And people, it's interesting to me because it seems like younger people, maybe they've always been interested in it, but things like skincare, I just know from watching my daughter and her friends, I mean, they're so interested in those things so much earlier than I remember my peers being. So it has just huge potential. So, yeah, I love the fact that you're helping these people to grow thriving businesses, because there can be a big struggle there with making the business go. They can be fantastic professionals in their expertise, but that part's hard. And so I love that you're making it easier for them. You're making it more profitable for them, and you're giving them a way to find, you know, fulfillment in that, because it's hard to do that if you're struggling with money. It's hard to, even if you love it, even if it's your passion, it's tough when your mind is constantly focused on how am I going to pay my employees and how am I going to get enough money in the door.
Exactly. And you know what? I love that you said the word passion, because I don't know. Well, I was on a call with another mentor, a 3-hour call with a mentor this morning. And what came up was drowning in a puddle of passion. No matter what you're doing as an entrepreneur, we probably have that passion, but that passion can only take you so far.
Right.
It's kind of like, you know, motivation or inspiration. Yeah, I feel great. I want to go do it today. And then as soon as you hit that first wall or that first obstacle, you know, that passion kind of subsides a little. It kind of gets knocked down a little bit.
Yeah.
We all need other tools and a support system and accountability and clarity to really keep that passion like a fire. Just keep adding more wood to the fire so it continues to burn. Because that's what I am bummed out about, is knowing like 50% of people that start their own business, they don't finish. And it really shouldn't be that way. They just have lacked the tools or the bravery to invest in those kind of tools. They only have 2 options. You're going to fail, or you're going to do, you know, an amazing job. But you can't just do an amazing job with just passion alone. You've got to have the knowledge. You've got to have the support and the accountability in order to do it. And a lot of people are knowledgeable, and at least in my field, Michelle, I'm not sure if you've encountered that. They're just kind of like, well, if I just grab another certificate,
get
another licensure, the forever learning without earning mode. If I just grab all these tools in my toolbox, I can finally do it. And I get it, because I love learning myself. But there's a time when you've got to stop learning and you've got to start doing, and you need someone else to push. If you're on the treadmill and or the Stairmaster or whatever it is, your brain's only going to tell you to go 17 minutes, 25 minutes, like enough.
Right.
You need someone else to help push you and show you how to keep going to get to what you want.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And you're really pointing out there are so many industries where you do get trained, but you know, it's not anyone's fault when you aren't taught any business, you know, to have trouble in your business. I know, I mean, for me, I have a business background educationally, but I even, you know, again, with dentists, with doctors, with estheticians, there's maybe a little bit of business training before you are put out in the world with your license or whatever, but I find it to be completely inadequate. So,
I agree.
So the coaching becomes not only coaching and pushing and helping people with their mindset, but educating them too on how you run a business and what you need to do to set up the systems and to, you know, hire the people and everything else that goes into it. There's nobody telling you how to do that when you go out in the world and put your sign on your door. So
exactly. And I don't care what industry you're in. First of all, I totally agree with you. Let me back up. You're right. It's no one's fault that they're not taught or they don't know how to get the tools, you know, whether, like you said, dentist or an esthetician, that schooling's job is to get us to get our license and to pass that state board exam, right? But then it doesn't just stop there. You know, we have to learn, that part becomes our responsibility to continue to learn truly how to implement those systems and those strategies, because no matter what industry you're in, it's highly competitive and very saturated. So if someone doesn't learn how to really stand out in the marketplace with all the social media and, you know, websites just don't do it anymore. You know, there was a time when it was an awesome thing. We just had a website. You know, we have to have more. We have to have, you know, we have to be in full bore effect, fervency, efficiency. And I think that's what a lot of the clients that end up working with us is they want to get to the top of that mountain. You know, I call it the 3 E's: efficiently, effectively, and ethically.
Right. That's beautiful. Yeah. So because the industry, we don't have much time left, so I want to talk a little bit about your pressure being, you know, in the beauty industry in terms of how you looked and you know, how you felt in your body and everything else. I think that there's already pressure enough trying to be good at what you do and build a business. But when you add that onto it, you know, and that's kind of, I think that probably runs through the beauty industry pretty commonly. What would you say to people about that? How do you handle that?
How do you handle the pressure?
The pressure of trying to look a certain way just to fit in, you know, to your own image of what you should look like in that industry.
Wow, that's a good question. I think, well, first of all, if you are in the beauty industry, you're always naturally going to be inclined and love to like play with skin and makeup and hair. It's just naturally like, it's just part of you, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some people are genuinely want to help, you know, bodies feel better through massage or personal training or chiropractic or making teeth look prettier. So again, that I don't want anyone to feel like there's anything wrong with it. I think that's how we're made. And that's totally good. We all need more like beauty fairies in the world to have everyone look and feel beautiful. But to handle that pressure, it kind of, for me, again, just goes back to mindset and knowing that there is no such thing as perfection. I mean, whether I like it or not, we're just aging every day. Right. I could get hung up and go, oh my gosh, I'm, you know, 40 now, you know, but just embracing who you are at whatever age you are and really truly trying to love yourself through that and having that confidence that you are, I would say, beautiful and sexy, you know, no matter what size you are or color you are, but also to do what makes you feel good. I feel like, to be honest with you, I feel like, and I've never said this out loud, but it's like some women I know, whether they're in the beauty industry or not, they feel guilty if they're going to go get Botox or something like that. It's like, or go get a makeover or hair color or whatever it is. I would say if whatever it is makes you feel good, because when you feel good, it really kind of resonates through everything in your life. It's like you get a new outfit, or a new pair of shoes, or a new purse. And you, even as like a little kid, we tend to feel just a little bit more pep in our step, and it really does affect everything. So I feel like the first thing is just mindset and owning who you are. But also, if there's something that you've always wanted to do that will make you feel better, to just do it within reason, you know?
Yeah, I love that. This has been really such an inspiring conversation, and I love your energy around what you do and the help you're offering to people. And you know, you're so beautiful. I had no idea you were 40, so I can't wait for people to see the video. But will you tell people how they can get a hold of you and a little more about the very generous offer that you're making today?
Yes, absolutely. If they are in the San Diego area and they want to visit Poema Skincare, or Poema, it actually is a Greek word that means masterpiece, because I feel like you can make your skin and your life a masterpiece. So when you are looking good, you feel good, you have more confidence, face the world, literally. So if they are in San Diego, we generally charge money for a consultation, but we're going to waive that. Just mention, Michelle, your show here, which is Limit Free Life, correct?
Thank you. Yes.
Yep.
That's
so if they mention Limit Free Life, they can come on into Poema Skincare, which is poemaskin.com. They can book a free consultation, or we can do a virtual consultation if they like some of our amazing skincare products that I have created with my own cosmetic chemist and use on myself. But if they are in the salon and spa industry and they're looking for coaching, we have a free offer. It's that carrot that we talked about earlier. It's our mindset mastery training. They're going to email my admin, and that's admin, ADMIN, at clients, that's plural, CLIENTS, on repeat.com. So admin at clientsonrepeat.com. And if they just want to check out some testimonials, video testimonials, written testimonials, and see what I'm all about in the salon and spa coaching, they can go to just clientsonrepeat.com and they can email us from there. That's
great. And social media, obviously, you're out there. How do they find you there?
Yep, we are on social media, again, Poema Skin and Clients on Repeat. If they want to follow me personally, I'm Adina Wagner.
Okay, Adina, thank you so much for joining us today. And I really do hope people will take advantage of those wonderful gifts and reach out to Adina. And certainly if you're in San Diego or traveling to San Diego, to go visit her spa and salon. And I think those facials sound absolutely wonderful. I'm going to have to make a trip for one of those myself. So Adina, thank you again. And audience, thank you. Thank you for being here. We would love questions, comments. Normally, I would say post them on my Facebook page, but I don't know if you can do that or not right now. So you can always reach out to me at michelle@limitfreelife.com. I'd love to hear ideas for future shows, topics you're interested in, and how you're liking the show. So please subscribe on iTunes if you do like the show, and on the Limit Free Life YouTube channel. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the Limit Free Life Show. Take care. Most important messages I have to share with the world about the work that I do is that your work is yours to create. This is your piece of art that you can create in your life. And there's really nothing stopping you. Overall, most of us can learn what we need to learn and figure out what we need to figure out and create that fabulous career or business that we dream about. And there's really no reason to think that you can't. My name is Michelle Perkins, and I am the CEO and founder of a company called Limit Free Life. And I help men and women to make dramatic change in their lives so that they can have the fulfillment, fun, and financial prosperity that they have always wanted to find through their work. The main services I offer through Limit Free Life are one-on-one private coaching, group coaching, trainings and seminars, and business consulting. My signature service is one-on-one coaching over a period of time, 3 months, 6 months, even a year. It really allows a person to decide on an outcome that they desire, and then for us to work together to really achieve that outcome in full. The type of clients that I typically work with are professional men and women who are driven to do more, who might be entrepreneurs, but also career professionals who work in organizations, who are really looking to do more with their lives and very open to thinking in new ways about what they're doing, and who are willing to take responsibility, do the work, make some changes, and who don't say I can't a whole lot. Clients up-level in a number of ways. For some, they start a business after being in the corporate world. For others, they have an existing business and they really figure out the key and the formula to making that business grow and take off. For some, it's a matter of really developing courage. And for many, it's a matter of up-leveling their view of themselves, what they're capable of, how powerful they are, what their strengths are, and where they can go in life. What I see also is that there's a spark that kind of gets lit, and that flame keeps growing within them, and there are things that they want that maybe they were reluctant to even express that they wanted, and now they just go for it. They have bigger wants and bigger dreams than they had before, and the sense that they can achieve those things. I feel very strongly that money beliefs are foundational to developing a business that can scale and grow and become the business that you want it to be, whatever level of success that is. And for people who feel stuck or their business isn't going the way they want, a lot of times it comes back to some of these money beliefs. So as a certified money mindset coach, I have the training to help people understand where their hidden money beliefs are either interfering in their lives or businesses, or coming into play in some fashion in all the decisions that they're making, both in their business and in their life. The overall mission behind my work is to help people love their work, to find satisfaction, fulfillment, fun, and also to be financially prosperous in what they're doing. That combination to me is a perfect recipe for making work a great part of your life. And so that's my vision, is for people to see work and money as allies in their life and things they can lean on so that they have something that makes them feel important and something that gives them a place to go to develop a sense of identity and purpose and meaning in the world. My greatest hope for my clients is that they will develop a holistic relationship with work, money, and life, and there won't be this separation where they go to work and then they live their life after work, and they will develop work or businesses that they love, they look forward to going to, and they give them the freedom and the income and the happiness that they're looking for in their life.